Willingway is a dream that started over 50 years ago for the Mooney family that were in recovery themselves and wanted to find a way to help other people. And they started in their home, and then they purchased our facility here, and we've been treating people in need of substance abuse recovery for over 50 years. What makes Willingway different is, quite frankly, our people. We have people that have worked here for nearly 40 years of our 50-plus year existence. People that are dedicated, people that are caring, people that are committed to helping people that are suffering from substance use disorders. We utilize many traditional techniques, but also we utilize cutting-edge techniques that probably nobody else has. So we are very successful at what we do, and our patients that come through our program really experience the benefits of all of our programs. I think the most important thing for any prospective patient to know about Willingway is that we have a staff that cares. We have a rigorous program, a program that's serious, really dedicated to those who want to make a change in their life. There are many programs that are out there. Few programs can say we have staff that is dedicated and committed to the process of recovery than almost any other place I've been associated with. Families should know when you drop off your loved one, it's one of the most difficult things that you're ever going to have to do. But know that we have a staff, from our housekeeping staff to our dietary staff to our techs to our medical providers and our counselors and nurses. There's a level of caring, commitment, and dedication that is superb. You know, one of the things that Willingway does that very few other programs do is use not only evidence-based practices like cognitive behavioral therapy, but we have a really new technology called Track 9. And what Track 9 does is it measures people's levels of depression, levels of anxiety through a tablet. And the patients that come through our program fill out a questionnaire on admission, and they continue to take that questionnaire throughout their treatment so that we can actually measure how they're getting better with things that they're struggling with, and also measure their level of commitment to treatment. We can tailor these Track 9 results to an individual's treatment. So we can talk about it in groups, we can talk about it in individual therapy, and we talk about it on people's individualized treatment plans. So Willingway, because we've been doing this as long as we have and the reputation that we have, it's allowed us to develop an aftercare network. We have great relationships with providers throughout the Southeast, so when a patient leaves here, they can be comfortable with the setting that they're going to that's going to promote bonding to the recovery process. We also have, throughout the Southeast, continuing care groups. These groups are unique. They're for families and our alumni. And so we can go to a continuing care group and get the support and also hear it from the perspective of a family member. Very unique. In addition, we have a Cared For app. And what that app does is allows people to carry Willingway with them wherever they go. And one definition I have of spirituality is a healthy sense of connectedness to people, places, and things on the useful side of life. It's taking something with you wherever you go. So in this Cared For app, we allow people to stay connected to Willingway, stay connected to our alumni, stay connected to our staff. And I really find that it allows people to raise their spirits in times when they may be feeling down or struggling. One of the first things that we do here at Willingway, and we've set a standard, is Of course, we're going to talk to family members who bring their loved ones to treatment. But in the event that the individual shows up and family's not there with them, we're going to call that family within the first 24 hours. And we're going to let them know that they are safe. We're going to give them an update, assuming it's appropriate, on their progress in treatment. And that process continues throughout their treatment, so that family and loved ones are engaged and involved in the treatment program and for aftercare as well. Willingway has an array of groups that we offer, from 12-step education to cognitive behavioral therapy. And one group that we do weekly that is unique to any program anywhere is an encouragement group. And in that encouragement group, we do it on Friday afternoons, because we find that weekends can be tough. And this group is designed to be inspiring, motivating, helping people to make the decision if they're on the fence about whether they want to stay in treatment or leave, really help motivate them to stay in treatment. It's something that we do as a podcast that we put up on our website. And what's important about that is we have a relationship, a special, unique relationship with our patients. And recording that encouragement group will give them access to Willingway long after they ever leave, because we put it up on our website. Willingway has invested in a community resource. It's known as the Fork. For many years, the Fork served as a community hub for those people that are in recovery, seeking recovery. And unfortunately, through storms, hurricanes, it fell into disrepair. We are in the process of opening the Fork early in 2024, and it's a way for Willingway to re-engage our community and let the community know that Willingway stands for recovery and is a way to bring our community together around a recovery movement. Our world is getting more dangerous. The drugs that people are using today, we're losing people at record paces. Over 110,000 people died from drug overdoses last year. The Fork serves as a place where we can come together, band together, not only as Willingway patients and alumni, but the greater southeastern Georgia area, where people can come and have a safe haven to continue the recovery process. One of the things that's unique about Willingway is our extended treatment and our outpatient services. Once you come to Willingway, you have the opportunity to stay connected to a meaningful and lasting recovery by entering into our sober living environments. And people can stay in those beautiful houses. I mean, they're really beautiful places to live. And also go into our outpatient program, and we have people that have been in there successfully for a year. It doesn't have to be a year, but we can tailor your treatment and your stay to your needs. A lot of people that go through our sober living choose to stay in the Statesboro area and get jobs. So, you know, it's a full complement of services that Willingway offers that takes people from their lowest point to reintegrating into a meaningful and purposeful life. Willingway is honored to be able to provide services for our veterans, and we receive veterans from throughout the Southeast and in fact around the country. We're one of the few programs that has dedicated services for veterans, dedicated staff with our tactical recovery program. In fact, we won an award last year for the best customer service for our veterans. And our veterans have separate housing, separate programming, And we are uniquely positioned to help veterans that are so desperately in need for a restoration of life, because they've faced some, not only addiction, but trauma issues as well. Willingway offers a vast array of groups. You know, one of the things that I love about Willingway is that we believe we are addiction slayers, recovery warriors, and our groups reflect that. So it may be a meditation group, it may be a 12-step type of educational group, it may be a group on cognitive behavioral therapy. Most important to me is the fact that we offer group therapy 5 days a week, and I believe that the real nuts and bolts of a meaningful treatment program lies within group therapy. And we have a very unique approach to delivering group therapy, but we ensure that they're getting these services every day of the week. Willingway also provides an array of recreational therapy. So whether those activities are recreational in nature, but still connected to recovery. So it's not as if we're saying, here, go play volleyball. We're gonna say, you know, we want to engage in a recreational activity and then find a way to connect it back to recovery. We do have downtime, we do have relaxation time. We have a pool, both for recreational and therapeutic use. And with our adolescents, particularly, we do outings and take them places that maybe they haven't experienced in a long time without being under the influence of a chemical. I think that's a key component to the recovery process, learning that you can have fun and engage in activities and do it without being under the influence of a substance. The Pines is a separate unit at Willingway. It is dedicated for the treatment of adolescents, and we have dedicated staff for the adolescents. It's a program where families are highly engaged, and there, quite frankly, aren't very many programs and fewer programs that are really good at providing services for adolescents. Adolescents require engagement, activity, and space, and recreation. And Willingway seems to have found the formula to be very successful with the adolescent population. So not only is our group schedule tailored around the life of an adolescent, right? And recreational services are a part of that. Learning that, breaking the notion that, you know, everybody is using drugs. Helping them to understand that even at a young age, sobriety is possible. We engage families from the moment the adolescent walks through the door. Our program is so popular that we have people flying in from all over the country to participate in the Pines program. Willingway has some of the highest patient satisfaction programs anywhere in the country. We have a national promoter score, which is a national indicator as to whether you would refer a friend or family member to Willingway. And we are in the top 10 percentile of net promoter scores. The patients that come through our program not only benefit from the program, but they like the services that they're receiving. is important for people to know is that Willingway is going to do an individualized assessment to determine the needs of the individual. Many people who come to us are in need of detox. They're at their lowest point and they're at risk for withdrawal. We have a very experienced medical team to work with people to help them get through the detox process. And then our hope is that they are going to want to continue into our residential treatment program. We know that people that go through detox and then return to home oftentimes are not successful. And when you're not successful in your recovery, in your treatment, it oftentimes leads to death. So we have 80 beds at our facility. We are prepared to deal with the very complex issues from the moment they walk through the door, through the detox process, into our residential program, and then potentially through our extended living program.